Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 14. Yeah, last time we saw how Al was captured by the gang that follows Greed. And of course, Greed wants something from Al. The way in which he can, put his soul into an armor. I guess it's an armor because it will have mobility and all of that, yes. But again, I'm questioning these. Does even Greed have a soul? Because he's supposed to be an artificial human, and that is when I try to understand if this process will really work on an artificial human, or perhaps he's just going to die and nothing else is going to happen because he doesn't have a soul. The only thing that is functioning is the body. So that is my question there. Will this even work on Greed? Of course, nobody knows because nobody has tried to do that on a homunculus. And yes, I finally can say that name because I was waiting for the moment in which the show mentioned it again. Because yes, in another type of videos, in my Wakfu reactions, I noticed that somebody else was watching Wakfu alongside with me, which is again a great honor once I figured that out. And yes, since that I try not to get any spoilers, especially for this one, because yes, the spoilers for the other ones or the other series is just some deductions that I do. Thanks to the information that the show gave me, that's what I think, that this is going to happen because this happened last time and all of that. Yes, so that's why I think it's valid, because I get it right. But in this one, as I said in previous videos, I have a lot more information to go by. Perhaps something I forgot, but in my subconscious is just holding that information back and said, this is going to happen, but because I remember it, not because I deduce it. So yeah, those are different type of animals. So I'm very, very careful on what I said about this show, because again, I watched the original one. It's a little bit different from this one, but still, I don't want to spoil anybody from, spoilers. I don't want to fill you with the spoilers in case you're watching this alongside with me. But anyway, as I said before, this has been a fascinating series of episode, because yes, we have kind of a filler episode, a happier episode, but still, the meat of Fullmetal Alchemist is the drama and how they can manage to balance the drama and the fun side. They put a very funny moment in the same episode in which a tragedy happens. A tragedy happens. And exactly what happened with Hughes. We're seeing this doting father, and then we saw he's dead, but the show shows us a little bit of humor to kind of lighten up the mood. It is still pretty hard because it was a great character. And of course, we're speaking about the unmentionable, the one I'm not going to say his name ever again. But yes, it is that kind of sensation that you have with the show. It is a great show. Of course it is a great show. It's one of the best shows, the best anime shows that I have seen in a while. But anyway, I think I'm gonna start to rambling now and taking way too much time in this introduction. So yeah, let's just cut all of this and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 14th episode of Fullmetal Alchemist. It starts like a normal episode, let's say, at least for this series. It starts with not a lot going on. Again, my sense of direction and my compass is not that good. When they say south, I did not remember that actually Edward and Alphonse were in the south. I was thinking more close by Ishbala. That's what I thought. But yeah, now I remember it was kind of in the east, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, my mistake there from the first few minutes of the episode, my confusion in there. Because yes, we know in those first few minutes that yes, King Bradley is traveling to the south for an inspection. Of course, it's every little bit of suspicion, because as I said in previous reactions, Bradley is not what it looks like. It's not this grandpa figure that is protecting everybody. No, it's something completely different. And yes, this is in the episode in which they reveal his true character. Of course, we saw minutes few seconds later, we saw that Kim Bradley is actually outside of the Devil's Nest, the hiding place of Greed. We saw, of course, a lot of military presence alongside with Armstrong, and we return to the Master, of course, and Ed. They are still kind of fighting Greed, but not really, because Greed doesn't want to fight against, especially my guess is the teacher, because he's still kind of saying, "Oh, I'm too much," even though he received the kicking in his face very quickly and really damaging his face. Of course, it doesn't mean a lot much for a homunculus. Anyway, he runs away, and we return to the sewers, in which we saw Greed. We saw the certain girl, I don't remember her name, and of course we saw King Bradley, which is of course the main figure here, which is odd, because why the leader of an entire country is going to this place just to rescue Eve and Al? Again, this is way too suspicious, because the amount of information of King Bradley could get his hands on. So yeah, it's completely suspicious from here on out. I thought they were going to drag something else in here. That wasn't the case. We saw a spectacular fight. Yes, Greed is amazing. Greed is pretty fast, but he's underestimating, of course, King Bradley. We have known him as one of the most powerful people in this anime so far, and just information based on the anime, not in other source, nothing. It's just on the anime, because we saw in the first episode of this series in Brotherhood, that he is very, very capable of dealing with his enemies. So yeah, that's a lot, and I mean a lot of power. Of course, we saw the spectacular fight between Greed and King Bradley. He's way too fast. It's unbelievably fast. And of course, we not only saw this action, we saw Armstrong against the cow men, let's say. Yeah, I don't recall their name, sorry. And it's kind of silly in the beginning. Yes, we saw the silly moments from Armstrong, but of course then his take is taken into a serious turn, because yeah, now the cowman is really going all out, and we saw finally the horns, because yeah, there was no characteristic of a cow in this man until this moment. They start to fight, and it really is a spectacular fight, muscle fight, because these two guys are extremely muscular. So yeah, they are really, really strong. And of course, we saw how the rest of the military are dealing with the rest of the chimeras, the humanoid chimeras. They have the orders of killing, of shooting to kill, and they are killing left and right. Of course, we return to the fight between Armstrong and the cowman, and it's again spectacular. I don't have any other words to describe it as a muscular fight, because yeah, these two guys are very strong, very muscular, and they are dealing damage to each other thanks to their muscles. Not so much thanks to the ability, because yes, an agile person or an agile fight will be a very different one. A lot of movement, a lot of moving around, trying to find the weak spot in the enemy. No, this one is just holding back the punches. Not holding back the punches, resisting the punches, hitting as hard as they can, and yes, dealing the more damage in one punch. So yeah, that is a very muscular fight. I like the way this fight is portrayed. Of course, the rest of the military arrive and try to shoot the cowman. They are unsuccessful thanks to the dogman. Now he's caught some of them, and he's helping to escape thanks to the gas in one of the tubes, and they break and they run away. We're going back to the fight between Greed and King Bradley. Again, King Bradley is just such a badass in this fight. He's dealing with Greed like it was just nothing, and he knows his Greed. He knows his nature, his true nature, because there is a reason behind that. And this is the moment in which we discover said reason. I honestly thought, because again, I don't remember if this happens in the original series or is something different. I do not recall that. But I thought they were going to drag the information about King Bradley a little longer. That we're not going to see the real nature of King Bradley until much, much later. I honestly thought that. But no, in this moment, we saw the whole eye opening, the eye in the eye patch open, and then we saw I think it's Ouroboros, I think is the name they give in, the tattoo, well, the snake eating itself. So yes, we saw, and that's when we discovered that he is a homunculus too. King Bradley is a homunculus. That's why he's such a badass in battle. That's why. So yeah, even Greed doesn't know this because he never met him before. Not as a homunculus. He knows that he's the leader of the country, but not much. Of course, we saw kind of a sad moment. Yes, these people try to kidnap Al. They beat the crap out of Ed. But you feel bad for these villains, let's say. They are kind of a lovable bunch. Yes, criminals, but they are lovable. And that's why you feel bad for the dead, because they are willing to sacrifice everything for greed. And that's when we saw the Dogman and, of course, the Cowman trying to fight against King Bradley, because yes, Greed is receiving the beating of his life. I don't think anybody else has beaten him so badly as King Bradley, and yes, it rhymed without even noticing. They want to protect, of course, the Snake Girl. They really want to. But of course, the Snake Girl doesn't want that. She wants to fight alongside with them. She doesn't want to be protected. She wants to fight. She wants to save his friends, or what she considers her friends. Sorry, his friends. Her friends. So yeah, it is very dramatic in this moment. It's very dramatic because we know that they die, even though we didn't see the gore, or at least not the gore in full HD, let's say. いいから開けなさい。仲間がやられるのをここで黙って見てろ、二人。バレちゃった。We know that they die. And of course, we know the reasoning behind, Greed's eagerness to avenge their friends or help their friends, or, well, friends, let's say. Because he's Greed. He wants everything. He wants all the subjects, all the women, everything. That is why he's called Greed. And he tries to attack Bradley again. And this is the moment in which we saw a more spectacular fight, a lot more dynamic, of course, comparing it to the fight between Armstrong and the Cowman. This is a more dynamic fight because yes, King Bradley is moving and like a teenager. The energy and the agility he has. Of course, he has the ultimate eye, according to his own words. That yes, his eye, my guess, can see a lot thanks to his eye, to his ultimate eye. That doesn't change the fact that you require a lot more to move the way he moved. So he's a lot more prepared than that. Yes, even though he's an homunculus, he is a weird homunculus from what we saw later on. Anyway, Kid Bradley defeated Greed relatively easy and went to help Ad. Again, I'm not buying that helping hand at all. I never bought it because I knew what was coming, and but this moment I never bought it. And of course, the Snake Girl wants to attack King Bradley. It has no effect. King Bradley just moves very slowly and stab him while she was inside Al. It's been dealt with. And we saw the end of this girl. And this is kind of the moment in which Al remembers everything that he saw during the truth, when the opening of the door of the truth. That's what I'm calling it. I don't remember if it has a name. He's starting to see everything, and a lot more than what Ed and the teacher saw before, because he sacrificed a lot more, so he has the right to see a lot more. This is a very cruel man, especially for the god character, the dead, or whatever you want to call him, this kind of kid, because he deceived that, oh, it's the mother, but no, he's actually you. I'm reconstructing my body or his body with their skin. Yeah, it's kind of creepy when you think about it. Yeah, it's creepy. But anyway, we saw the moments before that we saw the brother kind of revive. Again, I'm not sure if that is the hand of the mother and Al was for a brief moment in the body of the mother, or I don't know if that is the armor. I'm not sure of anything in this moment because yeah, there are a lot of things that I do not remember. But anyway, we saw that they are back, and of course Al is conscious again. Ed is kind of worried because he wasn't waking up, and that is kind of another moment of revelation for King Bradley. Yeah, he's asking if they make a deal with Grid, what kind of information he gave them, etc., etc. So yeah, it's something that he wants to keep a secret because, well, yeah, they want to protect Father because they are completely loyal to Father. The real power in this country is actually Father, the figure that we saw in the last few scenes of this episode. And this is when we saw again the dangerous nature of King Bradley. He asked him just a certain question. He now knows the truth behind the armor and behind the arm. He knew that already. I guess he already knew that before, but he's pretending to be surprised. That is my guess. Again, I don't remember this one from the last series. Anyway, they pass the question, and of course, nothing happens to them because he needs them, both of them, and not only they. He needs the teacher of Ed and Al. Again, returning to his fatherly figure. That, oh yes, I am the grandpa and I'm trying to protect everybody. Don't worry, I'm going to protect you too. He wants the teacher to become an estate alchemist for a reason that we're going to see later on. The teacher is acting calm. She's a good actress in this moment because in the moment he left her room, she returned to her own self, to her old self. And my guess, she is not trusting King Bradley at all. Not at all. Not a single bit of trust is in King Bradley, in the teacher's eye. Anyway, we return outside, kind of the reparations of and the cleaning of Al, and we get a little bit of information here. Of course, they don't know that Hughes is dead. They don't know that. Nobody has told them. And I thought Armstrong was going to tell him in this moment. He did. He just asked them to be careful, not to be so careless. And he left. Armstrong left. We return to the Elric brothers. Yes, he recovered his memories, and I mean Al, but he doesn't know how to create a homunculus. They thought it was a kind of a waste of time. It wasn't. They have a lot more information, and now they are even more suspicious from King Bradley. They don't trust him at all, which is a good thing from what we're going to see later on. This is an important moment because now in this moment they realize that King Bradley is nothing of what they thought before, even if they thought he was a nice man and he was kind of dangerous but not as dangerous, and now they know he's completely dangerous and against them. They know that they must not trust King Bradley with a good reason. They decided that something is fishy, and we return to Central. And this is when the full revelation comes. That King Bradley is in one of the laboratories, one of the hidden laboratories, and he is speaking with the rest of the homunculus, but almost every single one. We saw loss, we saw gluttony, and we saw envy. We never saw sloth. Well, we saw sloth kind of in another place, and we saw envy. We're still missing a few of them. Of course, we have wrath, that is revealed the true nature of King Bradley. He is wrath. We saw envy, that is chained and on the freaking pillar above the ground. This is the revelation in which we saw that King Bradley is actually an aging homunculus. None of them has changed. Loss, envy, and gluttony. They don't change. They don't age. Just like envy. No, envy. Greed. Sorry, yes, something was missing there. Anyway, but he's aging. And he's the youngest one, apparently. He's 60 years old. So yeah, all of them are 200 or even more. And that's when, yes, he's provoking them and he's angry against them and all that. And that's when we finally met Father. The presence of Father. They don't know who he is. They don't mention his name. Because, yes, this guy has a name. But I think it's pretty obvious who he is. Even if you have seen this series just once, and you are seeing this series in this moment, you kind of know who that guy is. I am not going to say anything until they reveal the name. Again, for the same reason I have told you before. In case somebody is watching this series alongside with me, I'm not going to say his name. But yeah, once it's revealed, you're going to say, oh god, yes. And of course, the point of this scene is to show that, yes, the real power of this nation is actually Father, because he's controlling King Bradley. It is obvious from this point onward. And they are completely loyal except from greed. And every single one come from their soul, from his soul, sorry. And this is something I'm going to say in the end, in the end of the commentary. We saw how they kill off greed, and it must be a very painful death, because yes, that's kind of lava, or it looks like lava. And yes, if you can regenerate yourself, you can feel the pain over and over and over and over again. Of course, he's such a badass, and this is when Greed is such a badass. Because he's just taunting the rest. Oh, I'm gonna see you in hell so that off, and I hope I'll give you a stomachache, because yes, the Father was going to return Greed to his own body. And yes, he's destroyed, and the machine starts to act and put him in. It looks like wine. Obviously, it's not wine. And Father drinks said liquid very, very quickly and without hesitation. So yes, he returned to the body, and my guess he's going to create another homunculus. I don't know if Greed is going to return with a more loyal mentality, or what is going to happen later on. We saw King Bradley returning to his house, and we saw his wife and his kid. And that's it. He returns to this fatherly figure with his son, obviously. But again, this is just a facade from what things are going to come. Oh boy, yeah, if you knew what I know. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the episode. That's the only thing that's happening in the episode. As I said before, I'm going to speak about something later that, yes, kind of answer one of the questions that I have. My guess is, yeah, the homunculus have a soul. It's not their original soul. They are not their own soul. It is the soul of the person that creates them. In this case, Father. Again, I'm not saying his name, because I know who that guy is. But in case you didn't notice, or in case you didn't know, I'm not going to say anything until it's revealed in the anime. Oh, sorry if I moved the camera for a little bit. Anyway, yes, perhaps they technically have a soul. And the process of the destruction of the homunculus is kind of the process of absorbing the soul, not letting it escape, and put it back in the body that they belong. The souls belong. In this case, Father. So yeah, my guess it could work. The fact that, you could put the soul of Greed in an armor could work. Could potentially work and be kind of immortal. Of course, not anymore, because he just died. He can have been rebuilt or recreated, I don't know. But yeah, it's something happening. And of course, we reveal that, yeah, you have two more sacrifices. Not only Ed, but now the teacher is suitable as a sacrifice, and of course, Al is also. I don't know how that works, but anyway, especially for Al. Again, my memories are kind of fuzzy in this case. But yeah, this episode reveals so much. Some things that I wasn't expecting to see so soon in the anime. I was expecting them from, I don't know, episode 20 something or even 30 something. Not in episode 14. So yeah, this is moving way, way, way too fast, which is something I love because the tension. Again, I thought they were going to hide the eye and you were never going to see it. Oh, we're going to keep it a secret. We're going to grab the eye patch. You were suspicious. Oh, this guy is hiding something in his eye. But what could that be, or something along those lines? I genuinely thought that was going to be the case. Not the full reveal. Oh yes, open the eye, see my eye, the ultimate eye. This is very exciting, and I cannot wait to see the next episode. But anyway, yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. A great one with a lot more action than I expected, and deeper meaning than I expected. I genuinely didn't expect this quick reveal for King Bradley. But anyway, as I said before, I exhausted the topic of this episode. The only thing I have to say is thank you guys for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and yes, thank you so much for your attention, guys. And as always, if you want to leave a comment, that will help me a lot more. If you want to give me a like, that will help me even more to get on the top of the recommendation for YouTube. And if you want to share this video, that will help me even more. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.